Good morning, everyone watching this live or watching this video after. Happy Christmas, the first class in this month of December, when we are preparing to leave the busiest time of the year in Christmas. So today, this morning, we are going to work on mobility and flexibility, and we are going to allow our breath to be the one that dictates the pace of our practice. As we approach this very, very, very busy time of the year, I want to invite you to take these classes, and I think from here to the end to the last class of this year, we're gonna go at a slow pace, just to remind you that in the middle of chaos, we can tap into calmness and stillness, and that will always come from within. So go ahead and sit on the floor, or if you have a block or two, you can place them in front of you under your hips, and maybe go on your knees and then sit on them. The higher you are, if you have problems with your knees, then the higher you are, the better. If kneeling is not an option for you, just extend your legs in front of you, and that will help your knees or your hips. There is loads of people with different conditions, so find the best option for your body. So a reminder as well that you make yoga to work for you, and not adapting your body to certain poses. Always in favor of your body, working with your body, with your abilities, and owning your practice. That's exactly what the practice does. Allowing you to own your practice, to acknowledge where you are and where I am moving towards, and bringing that attention inwards. Close your eyes or gaze down. Place your hands in front of your heart or on your legs, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Taking a deep breath through your nose and exhale out through your mouth, bringing your attention inside of you. We're going to start with an easy breath. Breathing in for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and hold at the bottom for 4 counts. So imagine in front of you, you have a square, and we start on our breath in on the bottom left corner. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And hold it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now at your own pace, maybe letting go of the counting and trying to keep the same speed of that breath. Bringing your attention to this moment, right here, right now, and placing an intention for your practice. Whether that's physical, mental, emotional. Allowing the practice to give you exactly what you need this morning. And blink your eyes open and remove the blocks if you were sitting on a block. And then bring yourself onto a tabletop and we start our cat and cow. Inhale, lift your chest, drop your belly, look up. And on your exhale, round your back, tuck your chin in, tailbone in. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cat pose, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One last time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Come back to your neutral position. Curl your toes at the back and send your hips up towards the ceiling for downward dog. Keeping your heels up and your knees bent in this first downward dog. And very slowly, sending one at a time your heels to the ground. Pedaling the downward dog. Working with your breath. Pushing the floor away with your hands. Inhale, both heels up. And exhale, bend your knees and place your knees on the floor. Extend the top of your feet and send your hips back for child's pose. Come back on your tabletop. And then we're going to start making circles to the left with your body. Warming up your wrists. Feeling all the corners of your hands. Making the circles as big or as little as you want them to be. Next time to come to center, reverse the circle. Feeling your wrists, warming up your wrists. last circle. Next time you come to center, stop, and then send your hips back for child pose. And as I said, we're gonna work on mobility. So bring yourself to tabletop, and from here we're going to tabletop, that then on child pose. Inhale, tabletop, and exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, exhale, child's pose. In here we're gonna add the downward dog. So inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, curl your toes. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, send your hips back. And on your exhale, knees down to the ground. Take a deep breath here and extend the top of your feet. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Curl your toes. And then exhale, downward dog. Inhale, send your hips back. Exhale, knees back to the floor. Inhale, extend your feet. And exhale, child's pose. One more of them. Inhale, tabletop. Curl your toes, and on your exhale, downward dog. Inhale, push your hips back. And exhale, knees back on the ground. Inhale, extend the top of your feet. And on your exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come back to your tabletop. Lift your right knee off the ground. Just lifting it a couple of inches only, without going anywhere from here. Just lifting it up and placing it on the floor. Then lifting the knee, then place it on the floor. Lift that knee as high as you can. And then back on the floor, lifting the knee. It's a very small movement, but it will help with the mobility of your hips. So lifting and dropping, lifting and dropping. Now lift your knee and lift your knee to the side. And then we're gonna draw circles with the knee. Circles to the back. And then you are the one that determines how big are those circles. And nice and slowly. Then reverse the circle, back, side, and forth. Making them circles as big or as little. Last circle to the front, and then place your knee on the floor, and then back onto your child's pose. Then come back to your tabletop and we repeat the cycle for the other side. So lifting your left knee off the ground and placing it back on the ground. And lifting and dropping and lifting and lowering and lifting and lowering and lifting and lowering. Now send that knee to the side and start making those circles to the back. So you determine how big, how small your circles are, keeping your belly button stuck to your spine. Reverse that circle, so back, side and forward. 2 more of them in this side. And next time you come to center, place your knee on the ground and child pose again. Wiggle your wrists to release any tension. And then sliding your hands forward, bring your hips forward until they are on top of your knees. And then stretch your hands up, bring your chest to the ground for puppy pose. Remember, if you cannot have your hands straight, you can always bend your elbows a little bit and stay as high as your body allows you to, or as low as you possibly can. And then from here, shift your weight forward and lower your tummy to the ground, bringing your elbows right under your shoulders. And number 11 with my hands, lifting your chest and lifting your belly button from the ground, driving that belly button towards your spine. Sphinx pose. Inhale deep and exhale. Inhale deep and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your chest towards the ground. Extend your hands to the back, reaching away with your fingers. Inhale, feet up, chest up for locust pose. And on your exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And on your exhale, bend both of your feet, or you can do one foot at a time. And grab your ankles or your feet, if that's what you can get. If you can't get both of your feet, then just do one foot at a time. And on your inhale, push your feet out so that you can bring your chest and stretch. And exhale down to the ground. Hands at the top of your rib cage. Press yourself up for baby cobra. And exhale, tabletop and child's pose. Find your tabletop again and extend your right foot to the side. And then in here, we're going to start rocking forwards and backwards. Started to stretch that inner thigh, rocking backwards and forwards. And then send your hip back for a modification of child's pose with your leg as stretched as possible. You can lift your toes if that is available to you, or you can leave your foot straight. The idea is that you feel that stretch in the inner thigh. For some people, this is too intense. So maybe if that is you, maybe keep your knee a little bit bent. Just work with your body. Listen to your body. Tune into the wisdom of your body that is talking to you all the time, but we don't connect deep enough with our body to understand what it's asking for. Now come back to center. So bring your toes down and then bring yourself up. Hands towards the sky. And on your exhale, right hand on top of the right leg and then bend towards the right hand side. Inhale, hands towards the sky. Bend your right knee and right toes looking to the right hand side. Open your arms and push with your knee forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, press. Inhale, center. Exhale, push forward with your knee and back to center. And forward and back to center. And forward. And we're going to stop here. Right elbow to right knee, left hand towards the sky. And on your exhale, bring that left hand and wrap it around your waist and bring your chest towards the ceiling. Then come back to center. Drop that right hand in front of your right foot and then twist your chest as high as you can. Opening that hip. Inhale, come back to center, both hands to the ceiling. And on your exhale, hands on the floor, bring the knee back to the ground. And in child's pose. And then we repeat for the other side. Find your tabletop, left leg outside. And then we start rocking backwards and forwards. Making sure that you're feeling it on the inner thigh. You're feeling the pull. And then each time you go further back and come back to that tabletop and more deep, going deeper in that child's pose. And then next time you go back, lift your toes and stay there, feeling that this lovely stretch in the inner thigh. Drop your head to the ground. And then bring yourself back on that tabletop. Inhale, both hands towards the sky. Exhale, right left hand on top of your left leg. Right hand across to the left hand side. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to the side. Bend that knee, the left knee, and left toes towards the left hand side in a 90 degree. And then on your inhale, push forward and come back to center. Push forward with your knee, then come back to your center. Push in as far as you can, then coming back to center. Pushing the floor away with the left foot. Coming back to center. Last one. We stop as we push as far as we can. Left elbow to left knee, right hand towards the sky. Then wrap that right hand around your waist and open chest to the right. Then drop your left hand just in front of your left foot and open your chest towards the sky as you can. Inhale, bring yourself forward, hands towards the sky, and then hands back on the floor, back on your tabletop, and then downward child's pose. Inhale, come back to your tabletop, curl your toes at the back and send your hips up for downward dog. Inhale, send your hips back. Exhale, look ahead and walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Send that crown out. Head away from your shoulders, creating that space in between every vertebra. Exhale, forward fold. Grab your elbows, dangle your body, rock side to side. Hands on the floor. Inhale on your fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle your arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind you, rotate or round your shoulders back. So imagine you are bringing your shoulder blades together at the back and push your knuckles down past your tailbone. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, forward fold, knuckles towards the ceiling. Release your hands on the floor. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, hands on the floor, step back with your right foot, lower your knee, extend your foot. And on your inhale, hands towards the sky. Exhale, hands on the floor, send your hips back, half split. And then from here, we're gonna rock forward and backwards. So we go forward, bend your knee, drop your hip for lizard pose. And then exhale, send your hip back, lift your toes, half split. Inhale, bend your knee, lizard pose. Exhale, half split. Inhale, lizard pose. Exhale, half split. Inhale, lizard pose. We're gonna pause here. Bring your left hand in front of your left foot. And then we sink on the lizard pose for a few cycles of breath. Find it at first stage. If this is a pose that make your knee uncomfortable on the floor, sometimes just curling your toes will make that a little bit better. It's depending on how is your knee. I work a lot with people that have problems with the knees or knee replacement, and sometimes they find these curling the toes at the back quite easy for their knees. So if that is you and that helps, then of course go for it. Other than that, just keep your foot extended. And then start seeing and exploring the depth that you can actually go onto this pose. Maybe you can bring yourself down onto your elbows. Maybe that's bit too much for you, so you can actually come to the right hand side or the right corner of your mat and maybe have one elbow down and the other one in the air. Just work with your body always. Just making sure that you are working safe, that you are giving your body exactly what is needed. There's no reason to push yourself and force your body to be where it's not capable or able to be yet. And place your hands on the floor if you wear your elbows. And then bring your left hand on the outside of the left foot. And very slowly start pushing your hips back to that half split that we were doing. Bring your toes towards you, stretching the back of your leg. Again, if keeping your back straight here is not possible for you, or your knees not stretching, then maybe bring yourself up a little bit, or have your blocks next to you, and then give yourself that extra space to stretch your leg, to keep your back straight. Wherever you are, just make sure that you are very safe on your pose. If in the other hand you have full flexibility, then forward fold onto that front leg. Keeping your chest up. Relaxing your foot, relaxing your leg. Bringing your toes down, rebend that knee. And inhale, hands towards the sky. Exhale, left hand to your waist and right hand towards the left hand side. bring your hips down. Inhale both hands towards the sky, and on your exhale, hands on the floor. Curl your toes at the back, lift your knee and step back with your left foot. Stay in your plank or use your modification of lowering your knees. Shift all your weight forward and bending your elbows back. Lower yourself on the ground, extend your feet. Inhale, cobra pose to round degree. And exhale, curl your toes, lift your knees, and downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg in the air. And on your exhale, step forward with your right foot. Lower your knee, extend your foot. Inhale, hands towards the sky. Exhale, right hand on your waist, left hand bend towards the right hand side. Inhale, hands towards the sky. And on your exhale, hands on the floor, curl your toes, lift your knee, step forward with your left foot. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle your hands all the way up. And on your exhale, hands on your heart. Inhale, circle your hands towards the sky. Exhale, hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, forward fold, knuckles towards the ceiling. Release your hands, inhale, fingertips on the floor, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, hands on the floor, step back with your left foot. Lower your knee and extend your foot. Inhale, hands towards the sky. Exhale, hands on the floor. And you're gonna start that mobility that we were doing at the beginning. So send your hips back for half a split. And then bend your knee, lower your toes for lizard pose. Send your hips back for half a split. And then lower your toes, lizard pose. Send your hips back, half a split. And then lower your toes, lizard pose. We're gonna stay here. Right hand in the inner side of your right foot. Maybe you can slide that back knee a little bit to the back. Maybe you want to curl your toes if this is uncomfortable for your knee. Or maybe you want to extend the top of your foot. Keep that chest up. Finding the first edge of the stretch. A couple of breaths to sink into the pose and then start exploring how far can you go. You can see whether you can actually drop on your elbows. Remember, you have the option to keep one up if both of them are not making it to the floor, or maybe coming to the side of your mat if that makes it more comfortable for you. Just explore. You have all this range of space to explore. Sometimes the knee wants to come to the side, and that's okay too. Wherever you are, breathe through that discomfort. Two more cycles of breath here. Bring your hands on the floor if you were on your elbows, and then right hand on the outside of your right foot. Then slowly start sending your hips back, lifting your toes, half split on the right hand side. So we are going to stop here again for a few breaths, and then again giving yourself that space to stretch your legs. So maybe you have to be a little bit more up. You can use your blocks, or you stay where your body allows you to stay. If you are all scrunched up, bring that chest up and bringing chest down to the ground. Hands on the floor and forward fold onto that front leg if that is up to your flexibility this morning. Relax your toes, relax your knee, leg. And two more cycles of breath here. Lowering your toes. Your right hand in front of your right foot, and on your inhale, hands towards the sky. Exhale, right hand on your waist and left hand across to the right hand side. Lift both hands towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, hands on the floor. Curl your toes at the back. Lift your knee and stand back onto a plank with your right foot. You can lower your knees or shift on your weight forward, bending your elbows back. Lower yourself to the ground. Extend your feet, and on your inhale, cobra pose to your 90-degree. And curl your toes, lift your knees, and downward dog. Drop your knees on the ground and crawl with your knees towards the front of the mat. Cross your ankles at the back and release yourself onto your sitting bones. Inhale, hands towards the sky, and on your exhale, round your back, chin in, then release yourself onto your back and bring your knees towards your chest. Give your knees a good squeeze towards your chest and open your knees to the sides of your rib cage. So more towards your armpits. And from here, hold it onto your knees. Start lifting your toes towards you and feet towards the ceiling. Keep those knees as close as to your rib cage as you can. And with the soles of your feet looking to the ceiling, from the inside, grab your legs, grab your feet, and then press your feet down to the ground. Open your feet parallel to your knees and relax your head and shoulders on the ground for happy baby pose, allowing your knees to be taken to the ground by gravity. So you're only resting your hands on top of your feet. A couple of cycles of breath here. Now bring your feet together in the center with the soles together. Grab those feet and bring them towards you for a reclined butterfly pose. And then release your feet and keep your soles together. Drop them to the ground and allow your knees to drop to the sides. Bring your hands towards your hip bones. And then allowing and softening your hips, allowing the knees to collapse on the floor. Always bring your attention back to this moment in time. Then bringing your knees to center and toe heel your feet to the side of the mat so that your knees collapse in the middle like a teepee. And then from here, stretching your legs and placing your hands next to your body with your palms facing up. We settle for Shavasana, bringing your attention to yourself, to this moment in time, to that connection with your body, to your understanding of what your body needs now, what your mind needs now. And I encourage you to stay here for as long as you wish, for as long as your body wants to stay, for as long as your mind wants to enjoy this moment of calmness. But if you prefer to come off the pose now, just bring your knees towards your chest. Give a good squeeze and rock yourself up into a sitting position. And to close this session, inhale your hands toward the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes or gaze down. And remember that the calmness and the stillness of this practice is always going to be here for you to tune in and to practice every time your mind or your body desires. And every time you feel like you need to pause, to rest, to get away from the noisy world. Thank you for your practice. Namaste. I shall see you next week. Have an amazing rest of the day and the week. See you later. Bye.